Duel for Gold is a Shaw Brothers martial arts film. It is directed by Chor Yuen. His first film with Shaw Brothers, but he directed over 50 films before this one, so he's no slouch behind the camera. And later on, he would go on to do other films that have a lot more intrigue in them. But this one's basically a heist movie with bickering thieves. We're following two acrobat sisters. They each have husbands, and they are trying, they're doing like a show, and one of them pretends to get injured, so they're carried into the temple. They're trying to get carried into a bank in order to do a robbery. However, they're stopped by a hero, Wen, and Wen basically manages to kick them out and they escape. However, they bump into the invisible loner, played by Lo Lie. He basically shows up and he's better at martial arts than the two of them and their husbands, but he thinks that they should team up to do a heist. Do a grand, magnificent heist of the silver and gold at the bank. If they can pull it off, they can split it 5 ways, and it'll be a pretty awesome thing if they can get one over Wen. But then we find out later that Wen might not be as heroic as they think, and he shows up. Someone shows up pretending to be him in order to rob it, and then he has to like stop them, but he might want the gold for himself. This is a pretty heavy-handed movie in terms of theme. It's about greed because no one in this film trusts each other. Even the sisters, even their husbands, they all want to just basically kill one another for the gold, even though there's like 100,000 tails, but they don't want to split that 4 ways or 5 ways. And there's a really great sequence where they're doing a 2-on-2 duel, and they keep swapping fight partners and saying like, hey, you want to join my side and kill them? And then they get rejected, or they go sure, and they just keep going back and forth. It's really over the top in terms of gore. There's a really like violent fight scene in an old broken down house when they're fighting over how to take the gold out of the city because of all the, blockades and stuff. And then the finale just keeps going on. It's a really over the top 2 versus 2 battle, and some twists in there, and it really just feels like greed is the biggest factor, to the point where it doesn't matter, because if you're not alive, you can't enjoy the gold. So that's kind of like the theme, but it's still pretty fun. The choreography is not that great, but overall I like the theme and I like the characters and all the backstabbing and stuff. So I give Duel for Gold a 7 out of 10.